want to point out two things. One is weights, the other is resistance bands, and why they're different in two ways. There's many others. There's applications for each. Is just different, and we shouldn't consider resistance bands to respond in the same way. Weights has its own dynamics, the resistance bands has a different dynamic, and as far as our biomechanics, our physiology, our anatomy is concerned, that is a different scenario to what weights is. Quickly, weights is a constant weight from the moment I lift it. In fact, while it's lying there, it's got that same weight, so it's being pulled down towards the earth at the same weight. The moment I raise it, I do work, and that weight is the same here, here, and down there. So if I have 19 kilograms here, it's the same 19 kilograms here as it is up there. And the same for this 22 kilogram, for this 12 kilogram. But what about this resistance band? Well, there's no weight to it. It's so light, it's almost negligible. So that's one resistance band, there's almost no weight. That one, see, look, it's even the wind resistance is against it. But don't underestimate the power that's in this. So the first thing is, weights has a constant weight. So your muscles always act on that same weight, no matter what the situation, what the position is, what the angle of your elbows are, or your joints are. It's always the same. Whereas with resistance bands, your resistance starts from about 0 and then quickly increases. But this tiny resistance band can start at about 11 kilograms. So the moment you start stretching it out about there you've got about 11 kilograms. And now if you keep going, you can go to about, if I remember, about 26 kilograms on this. So if you got it like that, at its full stretch, it's about 26 kilograms, or 16 kilograms, sorry. This is about 16 kilograms. This one here, this starts at about 13 kilograms and it goes up to about 30 kilograms. So when I stretch it out completely, I quickly surpass this 22 kilogram weight. So if I start to double on that, now just you can see that the difference is immediately there. So I can combine and I can double up on them and I can use them as they are, and I can shorten them and very quickly reach that resistance. The longer it is, the longer it takes to reach that. The shorter they are, the quicker they get to that maximum of 30 kilograms. So you can use that to already fall in the same range that you are with weights. So point number one, constant weights, always the same, no difference. Resistance bands, starts at 0, quickly increases. Okay, that's one point. The second point is, let's look at our body. How does weights affect the body? How does the body respond to it? That's one thing. How does your body respond, and how does it act on your body? Let's go to a simple thing, joints. This is usually one thing that we need to protect, especially when these things, weights, start going up high. Then if your joints is not capable, you have not progressed through these stages, and they can handle it, you're probably in for a surprise. Muscles need to be well conditioned. You can't just pick up 30 kilograms and say, yeah, I'm going to do a dumbbell or a dumbbell curl, and you tear that muscle to pieces. You have to be ready for that. The same here, but you can much easier, it's much easier to grow in it, because instead of when I start, you can see you can see my joints now ease into and it's much gentler, the impact is lower. So those are the two main things that's the difference between steady weights and resistance bands. And it is numerous. It's important. It makes a huge difference. In the end of the day, there is a different approach to resistance bands, but they can be as effective as these guys, and in fact you can probably reach more different angles on your muscle structure than what you can do with this, because this always works downward, where that is not bound to that. So those are very important differences. So if you go to the gym, you're mostly going to work with weights. If you go home, you're mostly going to work with resistance bands, and that is where most of us are. Most people will never see the inside of a gym. They will rather not do anything, but they won't see the inside of a gym, so they will never lift these stuff. They will never lift this. But if you understand and you know what these guys can do for you, then you shouldn't be out without them. You should invest time and effort to learn what they can do, how to integrate them, because with weights you learn how to use them, how different ways to activate different muscles, to stimulate growth, to stimulate strength and power. But you need to learn that as well. The resistance bands affect the same anatomy, the same physiology, the same biomechanics principles, but in different ways. So you should never use this to simulate that. Weights and resistance bands don't operate the same on your body. You need to learn how to do that, and you should do that. I have courses for that, so you can take that and start learning and applying it. And then you find that you go either into the gym area or you go into the FLIM area, where FLIM has a lot more to do with the flow of the body, being lighter, and also the movements is different. So that is the main big difference. Machines are being built to help us get those different moves, but those equipment is expensive. You usually only find them in gyms, and resistance bands is an excellent alternative. You just need to learn how to use them, and it is important because safety is always a consideration. So that's it. Just those 2 points. There's fixed weights, variable weights. The resistance bands are gentle on your body, and you can do a heck of a lot with them. You can really put stress on your body with resistance bands, and it is very comparable to weights if you do it right. So there's no excuse for using resistance bands. They're not inferior. They are much lighter. They look inferior, but don't underestimate the power of resistance bands. Thank you for watching. Make a wise decision.